This mouse has PC requirements. That's crazy. What is up guys, welcome back to Lunatic Studio, your go-to channel for all things tech. And what I have here is Pulsar's gaming mouse, the Pulsar X2H eSports edition. We are going to unbox this, see everything inside, and I'm also going to be sharing with you guys my opinion about this product. And does this actually give you a competitive advantage in the first-person shooter games? Let's find out. This gaming mouse from Pulsar comes out in black colorway, and that's your only option for the colors. It has a nice decent finish of black to it. It's made out of plastic that feels like any other type of plastic on gaming mice out there today. It does have a nice non-slippery finish that helps when you are sweaty hand Joe when gaming on long hours. This is a sweat magnet, so I highly suggest to get some mouse grips on this. And after 3 weeks of using this gaming mouse, it shined already. Pretty disappointing for a highly rated gaming mouse brand. Definitely not what I was expecting because I only game like 3 hours a day after work, so there's that. Anyways, you can see the logos on the shell and this tiny red stripe on the back part. I think this is to signify that it is an eSports edition. The bottom part shows you some logos and the size of the mouse. You can also see that the back part does not have those holes like the non-eSports version X2H or the X2V2, which I think was a really dope design. Anyways, you can see the power switch on the left side, the sensor on the center, we'll talk more on that later, the DPI button on the right, and the polling rate button below the sensor. You can also see the little OLED screen that is part of the selling point of this mouse. More on that later. Let's talk about the skates. Well, they are from Pulsar and they make great skates, so I don't question them about these because these are just great. They have great traction and they are perfectly balanced. This mouse has a nice symmetrical shape that I really love because it's minimal design, and I love minimal design. And even though it is symmetrical shape, you cannot reprogram this to be used by left-handed people. So left-handed people, you're gonna sit this one out. It has a nice height on the front and a bulky shell on the back. And I think it does not give great balance to the overall weight distribution of this mouse, mainly because the OLED display and the battery are on the back part of this mouse. This also weighs in at 65 grams, and with that build, the front does feel a little lighter, and I think it's great for first-person shooter flicks. Shape of the mouse is claw grip as indicated on the box. They were not lying. It is for people who tends to game on their mouse using their fingers, and as someone who claw grips their mouse, this has a really nice shape. This mouse is also equipped with optical switches, which I think are really great and they are really fast. Basically, a continuous laser or light is projected inside the switches, and the moment that the light is interrupted, hence the clicking, it registers a click, providing quick and responsive clicks. There are also less materials that are prone to wear and tear, so the lifespan of the switches installed in this mouse will be significantly longer. The main buttons are very crispy. They don't have much pre-travel to them, which I like very much. They don't feel mushy and they kinda sound louder than my other gaming mice, but it's not an annoying kind of level, but it's noticeably louder. The buttons on the side has a decent clicking feel. Again, the buttons don't feel mushy at all. Next to that is an LED that blinks red when it's low on battery. Let's talk about the scroll wheel. Pulsar claims that this is an aerospace grade aluminum alloy, which can be found on spacecrafts and airplanes, I think. This is exclusive for eSports edition only. Not really sure how you will have a competitive edge because of the fancy scroll wheel, but it's there and it looks good. This is also one of the selling points of this mouse, and it's not really a mind-blowing thing on a gaming mouse. You use it to scroll. The scrolling feel though, it's great. It's got great tactile feel to it, definitely premium feeling, and it also got a nice clicking feel and side clicking. This mouse is equipped with Pixar's flagship sensor PAW 3395, which is the latest generation of sensor and the highest tier in the market today. Can't really tell any difference from the previous generation, but this one has motion sync technology, which is built into the sensor itself. It basically matches the exact intervals the mouse is sending to the signal your PC receives. It's not really a noticeable thing unless you're a professional player in FPS shooter games, you have thousands of hours on your games, then maybe you notice those kind of things, but consumer level, you just don't. This mouse also has 4K polling rate on wireless and 8K polling rate on wired. I don't notice the 4K polling rate mainly because I have a 180Hz monitor, and maybe my monitor restricts the real capabilities of this mouse. Maybe on the higher end of refresh rates monitor I can notice them, I won't really know, but I did notice a jump from 1000Hz to 2000. The smoothness was there. Now I've never really used the 8K polling rate on any occasions because I can't really tell that much difference. Plus, gaming on a wireless mouse really gives me the freedom to flick any way I need. This mouse has a maximum DPI of 26,000, a maximum IPS of 650, and a 50G of acceleration. To change them, you have button combinations that you can find on the manual, which is very easy to understand. The battery life, since I got it, I charged it to its max capacity. Now I've been using this for 3 weeks now and I still have 20% left. This is on 2000 Hz polling rate, so you know, the lower the polling rate, the better the battery life. And on the 4000 polling rate, I suspect maybe 2 weeks max on a single full charge. Now I've never really had any problems with my wireless peripherals and their batteries, mainly because, and I always say this, I plug them right after my sessions to keep them fully charged for the next. This mouse also came with Pulsar's 4K polling rate ready dongle that glows blue by default. You can turn this blue LED off if you don't want to by pressing the upper button on the side, the scroll wheel, and the right mouse button and holding it down for 5 seconds. This mouse does not have a driver or a software. This is one of the main reasons why this is an eSports variant. All the settings you want to change, you can change in the physical buttons on the button, the DPI, polling rate, the lift off distance, motion sync, everything. Do I think this mouse is worth the money? Do I think that this is a game changer? If you already have the X2 V2, the X2 Minis, or the X2H or any other Pulsar gaming mice, you already have a great mouse. This one, don't get me wrong, it's a great mouse, but it's not worth the additional $10 to $20. And if you do want the 4K polling rate, you can just buy the 4K polling rate dongle off of online shops. I'll put all the relevant link in the description. The 8K polling rate, I've never really used it. Honestly, I really like gaming on wireless mouse, and the only way you can achieve that is by using this mouse wired. I think, you know, the 8K polling rate, I think it's just a gimmick. It feels a gimmick. Maybe you can feel it on higher refresh rates monitors, but for casual gaming, 1000 polling rate is enough. Some might say it's perfect. 2000 is much better, but 4000 to 8000, you can't really tell any difference, so it doesn't really matter. You can't change the DPI to your preferred specific number. It just cycles to 4 different DPI settings already programmed, and it just bugs the hell out of me. I think this mouse is really for those who truly play on the esports professional tournaments or, you know, whatnot. But I like my peripherals, specifically gaming mice DPI, to be personalized, and you just can't do that to this mouse. The gaming experience was quite enjoyable, mainly because I really enjoy the claw grip mice, but also because the switches are really good and they are really responsive. The scroll wheel I enjoyed at some point. It's got good grip because of the ridges, and it has a really good scrolling feel. Aesthetic wise, I love how it looks. Very simple, very straightforward, just the way I like it. If you like this video and found some value from it, make sure to hit that like button, and it will be very much appreciated because these videos take a lot of time to make. And subscribe to see more contents like this, and as always, peace.